Hello everybody and welcome back to Ace of Arc. In today's video we're going to be going over SketchUp for absolute beginners. This is for SketchUp 2026, so I hope you enjoy the video and hope you find this helpful. So when we open SketchUp, this is what we're going to see. This is the interface of the software. Ignore the line underneath my toolbar, that's an extension, and I will link a video down below after you get a bit more comfortable in SketchUp of how to use those extensions. But for now, this is where we're going to be. So before we even start to begin to use the software, I made this little cheat sheet here. So if you want to go ahead and screenshot this, pause the video, whatever you need to do, I made this so it's super helpful for any beginner to start up in SketchUp. So my goal in this video is not only to teach you how to use the software, but by the end of this video that you can complete a small structure just like you see on screen here. So let's get right into it. This is what we see. Might be a little bit confusing, it might look intimidating, but it's not, trust me. So let's start. We're going to go up to the top here and select our square tool. It's right here. And if any of the language I'm saying confuses you, please go back to that cheat sheet or print it off or whatever you need to do. So we're going to select our square tool and we're going to draw a square. Down in the bottom right corner, you can see that the dimensions are showing. If we don't like it or if we need precise dimensions, we can simply type. So let's go 20 feet. Then we're going to put a comma and put 20 feet. This is going to give us a square that's perfectly 20 feet by 20 feet. This is going to be our base plane. So if you're modeling something specific, you need to make sure the measurements for this base plane are correct. So like I said, this is 20 feet by 20 feet, and this is what I'm going to stick with for this video. From here, we kind of have two options. We can make it less realistic by just using our push-pull tool, which is right here on the toolbar, and we can pull it up and down as a block. So that's one option. The other option is we can use our offset tool, and this is if you want wall thickness and if you want to model a bit more precisely, this is what we're going to use. So we can use our wall thickness here. So let's just say we're going to do 6 inches. I'll simply type 6, enter, and it will give us a 6-inch wall thickness here. So at this point, it doesn't really matter whether you went with the wall thickness or you just used a solid block. The rest of the video will all be the same no matter what you did. So here we are. What we're going to do now is we're simply going to go to our push-pull button again. If you did the wall thickness, if not, you can just stay with your whatever you had. And I'm going to simply pull this up and I'm going to put 10 feet. I'm just going to type 10 feet and select enter on my keyboard. And it's going to give me my walls. So this is a really easy way to make any 2D object 3D is you just use the push-pull command. Now from here, you're going to have to use the offset button no matter what. I'll change this into a block just so it makes it simpler for you if you did the block. So here we are with our block. All we're going to do is we're going to have to now use our offset tool. We're going to select it and we're going to select that outside line. What we're going to do from here is just push-pull, so you can either go in or out. For this instance, we're making a roof overhang, so we're going to go out, and I'm simply going to type 2 feet, enter, and it's going to give me my 2-foot overhang around the entire house here. The next thing we can do is we're going to use our push-pull command again. So as you can see, there are a lot of tools up on your toolbar, but you only actually use a few of them very often. So what we're going to do here is we're going to push-pull, and you'll see these dots on the face that you're going to push-pull, and we're going to pull it up. I'm going to go 6 inches and select enter on my keyboard, and that's just going to give us the depth for the roof overhang. Now that we have the overhang, we're going to build the roof. So I'm going to assume that no one's ever used SketchUp, and we're going to make this super clear and simple. We're going to go on this line here where my pen tool is, and you go till you hit the blue dot. So right there, that's going to be our midpoint, the center of that line. And I'm going to draw straight across on the red axis and select. Now we're going to find the blue midpoint again on the line we just drew. And we're going to wait till that goes onto the blue axis. So you just kind of move it around till you find the blue axis. I am going to type 10 feet, and I'm going to select enter. So now we have our 10-foot center. I'm going to select my line tool again, and I'm going to connect the 4 edges to that top line. As soon as we connect this here, we're going to get a face, which is good. That's where you want to be. We're going to do the same thing to all 4 corners, and eventually you're going to have your roof. That's the simplest way to make a roof. Now it gets a bit more complicated when you have hip roofs or you have to change it. So that's a very simple way just to get a 3D object as a roof. So that's how you build your first structure. Now, obviously, there's no detailing on this or anything, but I'm going to leave it up to you to try to detail this house. So I'll give you a quick rundown on how you do it. You're just going to use your pen tool or your square tool, which are both in your main toolbar, to draw windows and doors and stuff like that. So it's just simple like that. And then if you want to add textures too later on, you can go up to your paint bucket here, and they have all sorts of things, crayons, you have everything here. So I'm going to leave that up to you. I do have other videos that do show you how to add this stuff, but for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. Please hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.